I'm the ASMR psychologist. Welcome to my channel. Now, today, in this video, I'm going to show you a very simple technique which will help you to stop worrying. It is simple, but if you practice it every day, it will make a really big difference to the amount of time you spend worrying. Now, if you like this type of video, this information video where I share psychology tips and strategies, let me know by giving this video an up thumb so that I will know to make more of them. Okay, so worrying. A recent study found that 85% of the things that we worry about never happen. And in that same study, 79% of participants reported that when the things they were worrying about did happen, either they dealt with them better than they thought they would, or they learned a lesson that was worth learning. What this means is that 97% of the things that we worry about are not worth worrying about. They serve no function, no purpose. Yet, we spend a lot of time worrying, engaged in this activity that serves no real functional purpose. On average, 1 hour, 50 minutes a day, we spend worrying. 12 hours, 53 minutes a week. Over the course of 64 years, that would be 4 years, 11 months spent just worrying. So why? Why do we spend so much time doing it? The answer is that worrying has its roots in a quite helpful process, the process of problem solving. So, I'm going to draw you a diagram to illustrate. So, when we have a problem, there's the problem. Our minds tend to circle that problem, looking at it in different ways, from different angles. Kind of like that. And then, eventually, as a result of that process, we find a way forward. Okay, now, when we worry, it begins in the same way. We circle a problem, looking at it from different angles, in different ways. But when we worry, we get caught. We get caught at this stage, the circling stage, sometimes called rumination, which is basically circular thinking. We get tangled up around the problem, unable to move forward. Like this. So, nature has intended this process to be helpful, but sometimes we get stuck before we reach the point where the process actually proves to be helpful. So what do we do? How can we make a change? One of the most important things is knowledge, and I say this often. If we can understand why something is happening, if we can understand how the mind works, it puts us in a much stronger position to make a change if we need to. It enables us to step back a little bit, to disentangle ourselves from the problem. But also, I'm going to share with you a very practical technique that you can use. I want you to identify a time every day, about maybe 20 minutes, half an hour. Ideally the same time every day, and not just before you go to bed either. Then, if a worry pops up outside of that time, I want you to jot it down on a piece of paper or in the notes on your phone, and make an agreement with yourself that you will save worrying about that problem to the time that you have allocated for it. So the idea is that you contain all of your worries in one place at one time during the day, so they're not seeping out into the rest of your life. And then, at the time, at your worrying time, make yourself a cup of tea, get a pen and paper, set an alarm, that's very important, for the amount of time you've decided to allocate to worry, and sit down and do your worrying. Now, I'm not going to tell you what happens when you sit down and try and worry. You might be able to guess, but pop your experiences in the comments. Let me know how it goes. But before you do, I want you to try this for at least 3 days. Like any new skill, you do need to give it a bit of a chance to work. Okay, so that's the end for today. I hope it was useful, enjoyable to listen to. And if it was, of course, let me know. And maybe consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't done already. Thank you for watching, and hopefully I will see you very soon.